An important change has been the disclosure of the drop rates for items from November 2021. All new containers and random bottles that go on sale will be also provided with a complete drop rates. Initially, we promised a much less precise deadline, basically somewhere in 2022. There are a lot of questions that were certain we would manage to get all the details and inscription clear in time. The upcoming Black Friday New Year's monetization activities will be also affected by this change, as well as new activities involving containers from now on. You can read more about this here and here. I won't. Subsequently, after these publications, there was a frequent question: how will New Year's containers work? They will work similar to the way our current Warhammer 40k containers work, with different categories of drops and all content within a category having the same chances. On top of this, we will have 2 more initiatives that we've also promised to implement: warning about the nature of randomness, and additionally protection for children. This year, for all containers and random bottles sold with real money or doubloons, we will add a warning about the nature of randomness and the need to approach things reasonably. We'll also add a requirement for the user to confirm age of 18 plus for purchase. Okay. We will continue to search for alternate monetization mechanics. For example, in update 0.10.9, we use the auction mechanic to sell early access to tier 10 battleships Schlieffen instead of random bottles or containers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these fucking... I'm not a massive fan of auctions. It just feels... That feels worse than loot crates. Because, like, if you spend money... I suppose if you don't win the auction, I don't know. I don't fucking like them personally. With update 10.10 kicks off Black Friday, we've carefully considered your feedback from previous Black Fridays regarding missions that return some doubloons or resources when attacking a black ship. If you already have the original version, this mission was added from our side to reward our loyal customers, our loyal whales. That says whales, guys. We've already purchased the standard version of our ships and will provide them an opportunity to extra doubloons and other resources. In order not to confuse players on the upcoming Black Friday, we will not position this mission as part of the bundles sold, especially when the original ship is not available for purchase. This mission will only be credited to you if you have both ships in your account, the original ship and the black version. You'll be able to complete the mission by playing both variants. Yeah, this just says... we are going to reward players that have spent millions of dollars playing the video game. The New Year celebrations in 10.11 we will not only disclose the drop rates for items and containers, but also rework victory bonuses. You will now play tier 10 ships to earn New Year certificates, a special temporary resource that can be exchanged in 0.10.11 for gift containers. Containers! Sorry, but that includes me. I know, Prak, but I don't think you're the target audience for this. Basically, you can buy the loot crates. You can choose the loot crates that are gonna fuck you. An important change coming in the year will be the replacement of Habrosk and Grossaker first by Denley and Prussian. Perusian? In the tech tree, more details are available here and here. I'm not looking at that. The replacement is similar to the one made for Moscow and Alexander Nevsky. But last time, players who had permanent camo for Moskva didn't receive a similar camouflage for Nevsky. We've decided to change our approach. Now, all players who own any permanent camo type for Habrosk or Grossaker first at the time, when the ships are removed from the tech tree, will receive a Type 20 camouflage for Denley and Prussian. Respectively, all players that had any permanent camouflage from Moskva on their account. Okay, this is good. This is, actually good. This is actually, this is the best thing they could have done, right? I remember when this happened, this was a massive shitfight, right? We had players screaming about, well, if I have this, what about this? And this is happening, and that's not fair. This is, the most positive thing they could have done here. It's late, but I like it. Feedback and communicate. We've recently shared that our planned balance changes for 10.10 in the future will continue to gradually adjust the parameters of ships if needed. Since last year, we've been using this approach to balance ships that have already been released. These changes are part of our approach to balancing. We would like to incrementally influence the balance of the game instead of a few huge changes for the released ships as possible. Thus, the ships may change several updates in a row, but by a little margin. Sure. But then, like, the Thunder nerf, like, didn't do fuck all. Like, whatever. We've noticed your positive reaction on the voting of the choice of the upcoming map. What map? When? We're never getting another map. Nah, for real, have a look at the new map. It looks good. The updated 10.8 released a very serious challenge for us. The final build contained several bugs and we have negative impact on from the festive update. We explained in detail why these errors occurred and how we plan to fix them. We will do our best to avoid making errors like this, but should this happen again, we will inform you in detail. Expect time of fix, progress update, and more in this post. I'm looking at that post. Also, this month we released a clan review season where we gave a detailed breakdown the reason the format selection changes that we had implemented throughout the season. We are planning to tell you more about the entire restriction clan battles. Yeah. Do you know my issue with Wargaming, right? I would love to know, right, who they contacted about this. Like, did they chat to anyone about this? Like, did they reach out to, like, Smile or 07 or any of these, like, massive clans? Or even, like, any Hurricane clan and be like, this is what we're thinking. Like, can you give us some feedback on this? And actually listen to it. Because, like, no disrespect to Wargaming, but I don't know if any of their players have ever made even, like, a high Typhoon push. So, like, by what knowledge are they using this? I'm not criticizing, I'm genuinely curious. Like, by what knowledge are they basing these restrictions off of? Like, the Petro ban, duh. That's like a no-brainer. You don't get credit for that. That's like zero intelligence. That's the obvious pick. Submarines, I don't give a fuck about submarines. Submarines can suck my doodle. That's the message I want there. Submarines can suck my doodle.